All right. So anyway, let's move on. Speaking of all or nothing, Rob, Shohei Ohtani is it. This is phenomenal. I just hope and pray he stays healthy
We
because
finally
what
have
he
seen
is
him
doing,
healthy, Chris. Right.
yes,
This year he's healthy.
what
Finally.
he is doing is nothing short of revolutionary and remarkable. He's got 13 home runs so far. That's the league high. So 13 home runs, both leagues. He's leading the American and the National League in homers. He has a 126. He's had 5 starts as a pitcher. The batting average against him is 126. All right, 126. And among pitchers who've thrown at least 25 innings, that's number 1. His ERA, Rob, 2.1. I mean, this dude is getting it done at an all-star level at both the plate and on the mound. And I just hope he stays healthy because, Rob, I think this could be revolutionary.
Absolutely. Anybody who's watching this and these kids, man, look, stop with the specialization of one thing. Chris, a couple years ago, we saw Kyler Murray, first player ever drafted in the NFL in the first round and the Major League Baseball in the first round. Now we're seeing Shohei Ohtani doing something that hadn't been done since Babe Ruth pitched, Chris. Babe Ruth in the 20s before he became a full-time hitter and moved to the outfield when he was a pitcher and hitter. And this guy is as good on both ends. We've never seen this. Not live.
No.
We read about it.
And you and I have talked about this. When I was coming up, and I played baseball through high school or into high school for, until I was about 16 years old. And it was not uncommon and in high school for a guy that was a great pitcher to be a great hitter too, to play the field when he didn't pitch, and in Connie Mack and Babe Ruth and all that stuff, those leagues. And nowadays, Rob, you're saying that even as teenagers and maybe even earlier sometimes, guys are specializing as pitchers like they're in the majors.
Yes,
they're not even
Chris,
hitting.
They only pitch, some of these kids.
Hopefully people look at Ohtani, and I know it's one guy, but hopefully they'll look at this and see. I don't expect to see a ton of guys doing this.
No, everybody can't do this. Everybody can't.
But at least at the lower levels, let the kids do both. At least at the lower levels. And then every now and again, maybe there is a guy that could do both at a high level, whether it's college, big-time college, or in Major League Baseball.
I'm with you. I think we've come to that point where we got to stop doing this. Let kids play as many sports as they can, Chris, as possible. Let them have a chance at playing all different positions. When you play baseball, and I did, the best player usually played shortstop, and then he pitched once a week, Chris, right? That's the way it was. They didn't just pitch, and when they didn't pitch, they didn't play. And there were a lot of times these guys were the best hitters on the team. So I don't know where we've gotten to this, and they believe kids go to pitching camps and all this other stuff. They don't go to baseball camps,
they're getting
Chris.
injured left
They
and
go to
right.
pitch, right. And they got Tommy John surgery and rotator cuffs because they're pitching too much.
I think a few of the benefits, Rob, and again, we don't want to sound like the old men get off my lawn. And we admit some things are much better today, but some things were better in yesteryear. And I think a few of the benefits, Rob, of guys playing multiple sports, playing football, and not that you're going to play all three, but football, basketball, baseball, or soccer, or volleyball, whatever the sport may be, track and field, cross country, is that one, your muscles, you use different muscles for the different sports, and you're not overloading at a young age on certain muscles, right? I've talked to old pitchers who say that they think that's one of the reasons these kids get injured so much is because they're not working their other muscles during basketball season.
Right.
Or during football season or whatever. They're pitching year round at young ages, and that's what's messing up their arms. So I think injuries could be a factor. And then also, Rob, I think when you have a kid at a young age specialize, all he plays is baseball, all he plays is basketball or whatever it may be, I think that can heighten a youngster's anxiety and pressure that he feels. Because it's like, man, I'm spending all this time in baseball or whatever. I better make it.
Right.
I better be a star in high school.
I better get a scholarship.
State. Right. I better get a scholarship. And so instead of enjoying the sport and having fun, yes, you want to win, you want to get better, you want to improve, you want to have a chance to go to the highest level or whatever. But instead of enjoying the process, the journey, you are so caught up in, just it's work.
Nah,
it's a business for you.
You know what? It's spot on. And your dad or your family, Chris, they're paying for hitting coach.
Yep.
And they're paying for a shooting coach if you're playing basketball. And they're investing all this money. And you're absolutely right. This ain't pickup, Chris, when you were growing up. In the neighborhood, you grabbed the ball, went down to the park, and you played next. That's what we did.
Best kids don't do that anymore.
Everything's organized. Yep. Everything's a part of a league. It wasn't like that. You would play all Saturday afternoon on a nice day.
Yep.
Until it was dinner time all day.
Yeah. So I think, and look, I don't know. Are we making too much out of what Ohtani's doing as far as the impact it could have? Maybe. But hopefully, Rob, kids and coaches and the gatekeepers of the game will look at this and say, you know what? Wow, this is incredible. Maybe some things can be done a little different.
And it ain't like he's just okay. You know what I mean, Chris? Like,
oh, right.
Did you see this play? He had the home run against the Red Sox in the ninth inning. Then he had another, leads the league in home runs.
He's on pace to hit 55.
Well, exactly.
I just hope he stays healthy. But here's the thing. If he gets hurt, don't blame it on that he's doing, both ways, so to speak. Aaron Judge gets hurt every month.
And he's only right.
I mean, seriously, injuries are just commonplace nowadays. So don't blame it on that he's pitching and hitting.